What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. And today we're going to be breaking down 3 wide receiver advanced routes that you guys need to learn and route running techniques that are a little bit more on the advanced side that you guys can add to your own game. Okay, so I hope this video helps you guys out. If you guys have any video suggestions, any kind of content that you would like to see, don't hesitate to leave that in the comment section below. We do all of our videos off of requests and the ideas that you guys give, so we 100% appreciate it, and we would appreciate any feedback that you guys can leave. Okay, so now, first route we're going to be talking about is this variation of a stutter go route against press, and we're going to be talking about tucking your chin on the route. So what do I mean by that? Let's play at full speed. So this receiver does a great job of tucking that chin down to sell vertical. So this is an advanced route running technique that not a lot of wide receivers do. Okay, so now when we come off of here, again, everybody knows that I need to sell fade. Everybody knows that I need to have my hips and my shoulders committed. I need to be running full speed. I need to be running in full stride, especially if I'm running a route like a comeback route, a stop route, a dig route where I have to slip underneath the DB. Everything has to sell fade, and everything, the goal is to get the DB to commit his hips to the fade, right? Now, this is an advanced technique that you guys can do that I don't have a lot of young wide receivers think about, is tucking that chin down. You see how we come up here, his eyes are forward. He tucks his chin to really sell the fade. He tucks his chin to make this DB think, oh crap, I don't want to get beat over the top. I got to commit to this thing. I have to run full speed. And then when he snaps this thing down in the stutter go portion of it, that's going to force a reaction out of this DB because he's thinking, oh, he got me on the stop route. I got to put the brakes on. Tucking that chin down is a great way for you guys to sell vertical. Anytime that you guys are doing a comeback route, a stop route, or even a stutter go route in this situation, okay? So first advanced route running technique is tucking of the chin when you guys have to run a comeback, a curl, a dig, or simply a double move where you got to hitch down. But you got to make sure that we tuck the chin, got to sell the fade with pad level and with speed. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time before we get into a fake throw by under route, okay? So let's watch it full speed. Great job tucking the chin, snapping those hips down, get the DB to put the brakes on, and then leaving him in that dust on that stutter go. Okay, so now, next route we're going to be looking at here is they call this a fake throw by, and it's going to be like, you could think of it as a slant route. He kind of takes it more 90 degrees, so I would consider it like a 5-yard under route, but this fake throw by is one of the best things that you guys can do if you're an offense that runs a lot of 5-yard outs, okay? But before we get into this fake throw by, fellas, I want to talk to you guys about a great opportunity we are having this offseason. We are traveling out to 9 different cities across the United States for 2-day quarterback and wide receiver training camp. So the first stop on our camp tour, we had to postpone a couple things due to the weather that we have been having, but we are coming to Phoenix, Arizona. Then we're going to be coming out to Houston, Texas, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California. So if you guys are local to one of those 9 cities and would like to come out and get some great work in with us, check out that very first link in the description below, fellas. These are going to be, this is not like those typical camps that you see where the goal is just to run you through drills and try to get as many reps in as you can. We are trying to get as many reps in as we can, but we are limiting spots to only 10 to 12 guys per position group. Reason behind that is so we can actually coach you guys and actually help you get better. Oftentimes at camps, so many coaches don't actually slow the drill down, break down what an individual player is doing wrong, and that's what we're trying to do. If you make a mistake, we're going to coach you up. We're going to give you some things to do to get better, and we're actually going to help your game improve. It's not a camp. I would consider it more of a training clinic for 2 whole days, 8 hours of training. For wide receivers, are going to have DBs out there working one-on-ones, half-line concept, and the works, okay? So if you guys are local to one of these 8 cities and you want to get some work in with myself and my staff of D1 ex-NFL coaches that we're going to have out there, check out that very first link in the description below. We would love to have you out to one of our camps. Let's get back to this video. So now, second route, like I said, is this fake throw-by route. Now, you could get, if you do this incorrectly, could get a flag thrown, and we're going to talk about that, okay? So he does this inside move, gives this kind of like fake throw by, and is able to create space on it, right? So what is a fake throw by? So you have to think about how you would run a 5-yard out or a 10-yard out, right? So like, let's say you have a situation where you get like head up press like so, for example, maybe a little bit inside shade, and you had to run a 5-yard out, right? A release you could do is like this dive release to the inside. You work up to the depth, get that DB to flip his hips, and then you could throw the DB by like so, right? So we go to the inside. Like if he had to run a 5-yard out right now, he would throw by and swat him at the back of his shoulder, maybe the back of his hip, and cut back under. Because that's the goal, right? Because when you guys have like a head-up guy and you have to run a 5-yard out, taking the inside release, getting him to bail, slipping under is a great way to run the route. So that's what we want to try to set up on this slant route. So I go back to the inside here and I'm putting my hand on it, making him think that I'm going to break this thing off and slip under to get that DB to hesitate to the outside. And then I can slip back and run that slant, run that dig, whatever it is. So this is a great technique that you guys can use on a 5-yard under, a slant route against press coverage, a fake throw by route. Now you can do this on a lot of things, right? You can use a fake throw by maybe if you're running a dig route and you have maybe like an outside shade DB, you take the inside, he flips his hips, you act like you're going to throw him by, and then you just go. So there's different ways, there's different tools that you guys can use to create separation at the top of the route. Now, this one might have gotten flagged. Only reason is because you see how he extended, right? You see how his arm extended? You guys, all you have to do for this fake throw by is you have to put the brakes on like he does and just put a hand on him and give maybe a little bit of a head fake to the inside. But this little fake throw by where he puts his hands on him, but when you push off like this, that's where the flag is going to get called. So just make sure we don't push. Make sure we put that hand on him, act like I'm going to slip back to the underneath him, maybe give a little head fake and slow your tempo down to get him to sit to the outside and expect the move, and then be able to create space. Now, this only works is if you've set up the 5-yard out or the 10-yard out beforehand, right? Because if you guys have got him on this type of route where you take the hard inside release, his hips go and you slip under and break underneath him, that's when it works. You have to be able to set this route up. This is maybe not a route that you would use and like right off the gate, right? Like if you had to run a slant route and maybe you hadn't set him up on that inside release where you throw him by, I would take maybe just like a diamond release, get him off of there and then run back under. But again, we're talking about advanced techniques, advanced routes that you guys can learn and that you need to learn because again, you can never have too many tools in your tool belt, especially when you're going up against talented DBs. I'll say this time and time again. Some of my training sessions will have DBs come out, right? And sometimes we'll get guys who are going to big time Division I schools, right? Pac-12, Power 5 schools, and it takes more than just a regular route to get separation against those guys. If I don't do something like this, where I make my routes look the same, I don't pair my routes together, I'm not going to win because those are some of the most talented guys in the world, and that's what we are trying to get you ready for. We're not trying to get you ready for some slouch DB. We're trying to get you ready for a DB who's actually talented and is disciplined, okay? Let's watch the thing full speed one more time. So again, fake throw by, kind of slant route, 5-yard under, however you want to think of it, okay? So now, what we're going to be talking about now is a great way to run a 10-yard out with a tempo change, okay? So what is a tempo change and what are we trying to set up with the tempo change, okay? So let's watch this route full speed. So good tempo, gives the 1-2, then we burst back up vertical and get to the depth of the route, right? So again, obviously we got this DB to drop. So the reason why this works is if I got to run this 10-yard out and I have an inside shade guy, right? So if I have an inside shade guy, the thing that's going to, for example, if an inside shade DB's here and you got to run like for example, you got to run like maybe a post route or maybe you got to run like a 10-yard in route. What would you do? You'd attack the outside shoulder, right? So when this guy comes off, when this receiver comes off the line, he kind of attacks the outside shoulder and gives this tempo change, right? So that tempo change makes that DB think, okay, a break's coming. Because wide receivers, what they love to do is right before, like a DB, what he's taught to look at is he's obviously taught to read the pad level, right? And so many wide receivers will run up into a route and they will slow down. They'll raise their pad level up because they're trying to prepare for the break. And that screws up everything because you're not selling vertical. How I would coach up this route normally, like if you had to run a post route, I would say you want to attack the outside shoulder, get him to flip the hips, then slip under, right? Or you want to attack the outside shoulder, maybe give a little hesitation and throw to the outside to get him to jump, but you want to threaten the outside. So we're trying to sell that. We're trying to sell that he's going outside shoulder and making an inside move like he is running a post route because that's how you would do it. But that tempo change is what allows the DB to sit on the route. So for a tempo change out route, you need to make sure that we are making it look like a post, look like an inside breaking route against this specific type of coverage. Now, you have to be careful with this tempo, right? Because again, this is a 10-yard out. So usually quarterback is probably throwing this thing pretty dang early. He's probably just taking 3 steps and letting it fly. So if you guys are on a timing route using this tempo change and then getting up into the route, probably not going to work. You probably just want to go. You probably just want to attack the leverage, try to get him to weave to the inside and then break it off. Or in some cases, if it's like zone coverage, you just got to get there. But Again, you got to have some tools to your arsenal when you're facing this type of coverage. And you would only use this tempo change if maybe it was like, here's the quarterback and he's doing like a play action, or maybe he's just sprinting out and it's like a flood concept and you get this man coverage look. But at timing speed out, I probably wouldn't go with this tempo change just because it takes too long. So tempo change, 10-yard out is a great way to be able to create separation against inside shade off man to set up that post. So tempo change, give him that move to the inside, then let's burst back vertical and get to my depth. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job changing tempo, hitting him with the 1-2, and then breaking this thing right off to create some separation. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave that in the comment section below. I'll always love hearing the feedback from you guys. If you guys have any video suggestions, we always appreciate it. And again, fellas, if you're local to one of the 9 cities that we are traveling out to, Phoenix, Houston, Newark, Atlanta, Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Dallas, Nashville, and Los Angeles, we would love to have you out to one of our off-season training camps to get some work in with myself and with my staff of coaches. So check out that very first link in the description below. Again, we'd love to have you out. I'll see you guys next time.